One time I posted on my story being like, this is my 5 to 9. And it's me at the gym. And then like my friend was like, you're at the gym for that long? I'm like, no, that's not what I meant, bro.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Quarter Life Chapters. This is your host Annie.
And I'm Elle.
And we are so glad to have you join us.
Mm-hmm.
So, why are we dressed up? Elle?
We are actually going out for dinner later with our friends. And it's funny because it's like a dinner at home.
Yeah.
And it's an Asian household, so shoes off.
Yep.
So we didn't even care to like put heels on.
Yeah.
We're literally
We're
like, we got our socks on.
With sneakers.
And sneakers, because who's going to look at my shoes?
And that's the vibe. I feel like nowadays sneakers and dresses are the vibes. That's a new age look,
I see that.
I'd say.
You know what?
Yeah, there's a vision. Yeah.
I see the vision.
You see the vision?
Yeah.
I can't see the vision because I'm blind.
She's
and
blind.
I don't have my glasses on at the moment. So I can still see things, but like everything is a bit blurry because I have got astigmatism. Alright, so Elle, what are we talking about today? Actually, before, how has your day been? Anything fun and interesting to mention?
So as you guys know, a couple weeks ago I went back to Malaysia. And my mom was like, so my mom's like super active, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, don't forget to bring your sportswear. And I'm like, I already know.
Okay.
Because every time I go there, it's like pickleball, badminton, like
Something
a lot
or
of
the
racket
other.
sports. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this time around, I played a lot of badminton and pickleball. Like we'll literally go back to back. So like badminton for like an hour and then rest for an hour and then pickleball for 2 hours.
Wow.
And
That's actually so healthy though.
yeah. And then because it's so humid there, you sweat so much.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so it's like a good way to get sweat out. And so I came back to Australia and I'm like, damn, I don't do social sports anymore. Like I used to do a lot of social sports, but now it's just gym. And I was like, I want to make an effort to do more social sports. So I reached out to a friend and I was like, hey, can I join you guys for badminton? So now I play badminton twice a week.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
I'm
Wow.
so excited. Every time I go, I'm like, yes, this is so
it.
fun. And you get to meet so many new people. I love it.
I guess for my week, I went to Halim's, which is our favorite place to grab biryani from.
Oh my
which
God.
Elena did not join us this
Dude,
time.
okay, this is, you know, when I say no to Halim, something
bad.
is up with my life, bro.
Yeah.
This is my first ever time saying no to Halim's, and we go there like so freaking often.
I was so surprised because I literally just assumed that she was gonna be there. So even in the group chat, when I'm like, so it's gonna be me, Elle, blah blah blah, and then she's like, when did I say yes? And I'm like, but you never said no. Obviously, I didn't say yes.
No, it's just so much going on this week. I literally don't have time
Yeah,
to like go outside.
you missed it.
I
You
missed
some
it.
bus in Holland.
Yeah, I should have skipped badminton for Halim.
There were 5 of us, and we got 3 plates of Halim's.
Oh my God, did you guys finish it?
We all took it home, but at home I finished it. Yes.
Oh my God, bro,
Yes.
you guys were hungry.
So it was just a feasting kind of day, and then I just kind of stayed home, and like it was a very chill because I was also going through the time of my month. I don't know if I'll keep that there, but it was very chill. I was working quite a lot, so it was just more of that. Just did a lot of editing for the podcast and just giggled in my room like a maniac while editing. So that's what I
I
got
find
to.
myself like smiling to myself whenever I edit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, act normal. Because I'm always outside.
I was in the couch, and this is not for like these episodes, this was the first few episodes, but I was in the living room and I was editing, and I'm like, my roomies are just walking by like, what is happening?
Bro, that's actually so funny.
But yeah, so pretty much just that. What are we talking about today, Elle?
We're talking about your 5 to 9 after your 9 to 5. So I
Exactly.
think whatever we talked about just now was kind of relevant.
Yeah, true.
You know, this is what we do outside.
Yeah, we
but-
work on our side hustles or gym or body goals and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think, I mentioned in the last episode that I've been picking up too many side quests.
Yeah.
To the point where I say no to Halim's, which is a crime.
Which is a crime. I would say Halim's. I have support. You won Halim's.
I did!
And yet you do not show up, Elle.
Bro,
Halim's.
okay,
Guys,
next time.
make me win next time. I'm gonna be there.
Hey, I won the voucher and I went on the day. I was like, yes, bro.
I'm gonna use it right away. Alright, so we are gonna be talking about your 9 to 5.
No,
Sorry.
the other way.
Sorry, your 5 to 9, because we already talked about 9 to 5 in the previous episodes. We're going to talk about your 5 to 9. So, Elle, I guess you already did tell us what you do after your work times, but I want to ask you, why is it important to have, let's say, a hobby or something after work?
I think I mentioned in the past episodes before where work you is not you all the time.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You are not your job.
Yeah. You are
know?
like, job is just a part of your life.
Yeah,
it's
unless-
like 1/3.
Unless you are doing something that you truly, truly love, then yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But again, when you list, the top 5 things that you love about yourself, I don't think your job is there because there's so much
That a person has. Yeah.
Yeah. So like one of my favorite questions to ask someone is, what do you do outside of work?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll go on about like their hobbies and stuff like that. And I feel like that's how you get to know a person
Yeah, a lot more.
a lot more. Yeah.
Because I feel like for your jobs or like when you're at the workplace, you always have a sort of I don't know, like armor.
Yeah, like a
'cause-
mask.
Like a mask, exactly. That's the best way to put it. Like, where you're like, get the work done, have to earn money and all that, but it's outside the work hours where you kind of usually don't have your mask on, and that's time where you can really explore
Yeah.
who you are outside of work, who you are outside of your commitment or school or other things. I feel like oftentimes it happens that, you get a job and you've got responsibilities and commitments, and then your hobbies, they just take the backstage. You're not actively engaging in them. And I think that your hobbies or just your life outside of work makes such a big part of who you are. Like, as you said, your work is not everything that it is, right? Like, it might be 1/3 of your life, but 2/3 of your life is like your life outside of work.
Yeah.
So it's really important to not give up on that, because then you just become like a corporate slave or like a robotic person who just goes to work, comes home and does nothing. And I feel like it's really important to have those hobbies.
The reason why I think this topic is very important is the amount of times where I ask people like, hey, what do you do outside of work? Because I want to get to know you as you, and not someone who works for like Deloitte or something. That doesn't tell me anything about you. But I want to get to know you as you. And the amount of answers I get where the person would say, nothing, I just like to chill. I like to sleep. And it's like, girl, like, no, seriously, like, what do you actually do?
Maybe I need to put my glasses on because I can't see for
Oh, okay,
shit.
yeah, put your glasses on.
Guys, I know I said no glasses, but I'm too blind, so I do need the glasses.
And he can't see her notes.
I
And
can't see
she's
my notes, and I'm just like, what am I talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about.
and you like went through this, and she's like, literally can't see.
I don't know what's happening. I need my emotional support glasses. I need something to touch. Every time I get freaked out, I'm like, okay.
Okay, that's fair. Now we're back on track.
Now we got it.
Now we're back on track. But I think the main point of this episode is basically just figuring out what to do out of work. And like try to find your own try to set your own goals for yourself outside of work, because you obviously have work goals, but you also have goals for yourself.
I know that it seems very daunting sometimes to have like, a life. sorry. I know it sometimes feels like you are piling up a lot of things onto your life, like on top of work. Then you also have hobbies and something. But oftentimes I have noticed that when you have something like that outside of work, it actually makes your life easier even at work. For example, let's say your work is super hectic, but you come home and you can like go play badminton, or you could, work on your podcast, or you could do something like that. That actually takes away a lot of stress that comes from actually your day-to-day life. And I think if you take away like the aspect about it makes you an interesting person, there's also the calming effect that comes with having like goals, having like hobbies and stuff.
Yeah. About setting goals, right? I read this quote that says, if you want to truly achieve a goal, right? Say, okay, I want to go to the gym 4 days a week, and like, I want you to envision someone following you for the entire week.
Okay.
And will that someone come back and report saying, yep, this person is following their goals?
Right.
So it feels scary, like knowing like, okay, if someone's like watching me right now.
Yeah. Do they know?
Do they know if I'm trying to achieve this goal?
Yeah, that's true. I feel like everyone has 24 hours, right? Everyone is kind of doing the same thing on a day-to-day basis. So what is that sort of differentiates you from the crowd? Like how do you manage your time? How do you, if there is something that makes you passionate about life, for example, like for us, it might be our podcast, right? You need to like create time to work on it, because that is sort of your soul's work, I guess. That's one way of putting it. Like,
I think our goal for this episode is to encourage people to do something after your 9 to 5. Because I know a lot of listeners have a 9 to 5 full-time job. And I know that a lot of the days you would come home and you're like, oh my god, it's the same day over and over and over again. It's like copy paste. You know? So I think it's good to have something after work to look forward to.
Yeah, I think life does become really boring when you just have to go to work and come home and then just get ready to go to work again and just rinse, repeat continuously. And I feel like it kind of reduces the quality of life you live as well, because then you're just doing one thing forever, you know? And nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to just be stuck in a loop where just doing the same thing. So I think with this episode, we really want to kind of push the idea that you should want to do more things and do more things. Pretty much everyone has 24 hours, right? Like we all live in the same earth. Clearly, we all have the same 24 hours. But what separates you from, let's say, the other person who's also doing the exact same thing as you are is your personality and your hobbies and your interests. Like you could be, you know, like you could be just working in the job, same as your colleague. And then, I want to frame this in a better way. So you could just be working with somebody, you know, you're working with them at office, you come home, you go to bed, you have same lifestyle. But then what is it that one specific thing that makes you different from the rest, you know, or something that really makes you unique? And that is basically things you do which are not asked of you. Like, you know, like obviously a job is sort of asked of you. You know, you have to do a job to sustain yourself, to get an income, to look after your house, etc., etc. But what you do outside of it is what really makes you unique as a person.
Yeah. In saying that though, I think balance is very, very important.
That's true.
Again, like you don't want to be like me, who take up too many things to the point of like burnout.
That's true. But you also don't want to be like, well, last week me, where I just did watch TV all day and did nothing else pretty much.
So I think, balance is very, very important. Some days, rest days are good. Some days, if you feel like it, pack your days, do stuff that you like to do.
And I think just very naturally leading on from that, we can talk about energy peaks. And I feel like sometimes your body has its own like higher energy peaks and lower energy peaks. Like for example, me, I work really well during the nighttime. Like I'm just a night person in general. So a lot of planning, thinking, or you know, even when I plan for the podcast and stuff, it usually happens for me like late at night.
Right.
Because I just, in the mornings, my brain is just not functioning. Like even at workplace, like when I'm working, I don't really get the motivation or I don't get into the flow of the work until like noon. Yeah, so I am somebody who's like for like the first few hours, I'll just do the work, but it's like repetitive job, like checking my emails, doing things that I've already done. But when the creative start, like the creative part of my brain literally just kicks on after 12 p.m. or after lunch, because that's when where I'm like, my brain just gets engaged. Right. So it doesn't, so just because, and I think for women, it's also so much dependent on where you are in your cycle. So just because like, you know, you are not able to do things every day of the week or maybe every week, it's okay. Because sometimes, you know, sometimes you just gotta listen to your body. And let's say if your body's like, okay, today I want to play a game and do this and do that, then you just naturally follow along with your body's direction.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you say that you have a peak time as well? Like,
my peak time's in the morning actually. I love getting up early. Well, recently not so much. Again, we have our ups and downs.
Yeah, exactly.
But ideally, I wake up in the morning and like usually I wake up at 6 to go to work and I start work by like 7:38.
Oh, okay.
And I just get all the stuff done, and then by noon I'm like chilling.
Oh, nice. So do you naturally feel like you have that energy in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
I feel
I was telling Elle how she's the sun, I'm the moon. When we were getting ready earlier, it's just kind of funny, but I guess it's true.
I'm like more of a sunrise person, and he's like a sunset.
I'm a sunset person for sure. I feel like a lot of work that I end up really doing happens after 6 p.m. So usually during work hours, I can be a bit slow, but sometimes it hits 6 p.m. and I've just got all the energy. And then I'm gonna do the work for the next 3 days after that time, because I just have that energy. Yeah. And then I think 90% of the times I edit the podcast at 8 p.m. and then I go until 12 or 1 a.m. because that's like where my energy really peaks.
I think then that's really good if you figure out your peak time then.
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like sometimes it happens that people do say that, oh my god, I've got no time or I've got no energy, and they feel like they need to go to the gym after work or they need to go to the gym in the morning. But it's like, it doesn't have to be, what everyone is doing. Like, you just need to figure out what time of the day you feel that your energy is peaking, or you feel like I've got the energy to do things, and you got to work with your body towards achieving those goals, because that's the best way you can achieve them. Like, you cannot, it's like swimming against the current or swimming with the current. Like, if you're swimming with the current, then you gotta get to your destination quicker instead of swimming away from it. So finding out your body's energy peaks is like a very good way to find time to, put towards your goals.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, okay.
I think it is also very important to prioritize and plan out schedules.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, just like block time off if you need to do. Just block time off if you need to do, like me saying no to halims. Like, I actually needed to block halims off because I have like so much on my plate. But yeah, like, how I know that you are a big planner.
Yeah, I do like to organize. I do like them calendars.
So be like Annie. Do you have any like planning tips?
I think, again, just following on the find your body's peak times. So that really helps, because usually what I'll do is I will obviously put things on my calendar. I just love doing that. Like, anything, if it's on my calendar, it gets done. Like, if you are somebody who's a visual person, because I think I'm a very visual person, like, I can't just like go off things on my head. I do not remember things. I forget everything. Like, I had a conversation yesterday, today I have forgotten about it. Like, literally, that is me. So for me, it's really helpful to put things on the calendar. And again, just because I block a certain time and I don't end up doing it that time, doesn't mean like the day is over, Yeah, for me, definitely. I can do it at 1 a.m. because that's when I get the energy.
Yeah.
So I feel like just really knowing what time you get that boost and then figuring it out that way is really helpful. One thing that I do very often is that anytime I get an idea, I write it down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So no matter whatever, like, I could be in the shower or something and I have got like some brilliant idea in my brain. I'm immediately like writing it down on my notes app or something, and then later I expand on it when I have the time. So I would say that's one of the tips that I can provide. Like, write down your ideas whenever they come. You don't have to sit down and think, because most of the creative ideas usually just come whenever they wanna.
Right now, I'm really pursuing like a very creative path on my free time. And that involves like social media, reel editing, coming up with social media content and stuff. And I think I find the most useful when I just stop scrolling and start doing. Because I will be like looking for inspirations for hours and then nothing comes out of me. But then when I like stop scrolling and like, I think previous season we did talk about like boredom sparks creativity. I really like that episode, by the way. And I think, I totally like remembering that, like, okay, I have to be bored to come up with ideas. I think for people who are lucky enough to have a 9-to-5 job or just any sort of job, any sort of income, I think I read somewhere that says you don't have to love your job, but you have to love the life it pays for.
Oh, that's actually so true. Yeah. Imagine being miserable at the job and outside your job.
I know.
Like, don't do that, guys.
Don't do that. But yeah, I think it's like a good way to like, I think, don't spend on like useless shit. Spend your time on like things that you care about.
Things that matter and that actually bring happiness to your life, that you can like, because if you're working so hard, you're going to work 9 to 5 and then you're just like all that work, all the effort, like it needs to pay for something. That way you feel more fulfilled in life too, right?
Like what is your saving goal, which is like another whole other episode.
Yeah, true.
So like what in this case, like you can take out some money to fund your creative project.
Exactly.
Or like a small business that you're trying to start, or like traveling.
Yeah, like I just imagine having all that money saved up and then you never get to do anything with it. Like, you're not going to take that money to grave with you. You will take the experiences and the memories and the fun stuff that you got up to. You know? So I think that's what's important.
Yeah, like definitely, but also knowing the goal. Like, I know a lot of people who are saving up for a house, and if you're saving for something so big, definitely don't go around like, throwing money into the ocean. But yeah, like definitely knowing like your money saving goal. Definitely knowing like your goals for saving.
100%. I will also say that sometimes I think we often feel like when we create something, we have to be perfect at it. Like, that it has to make money, it has to be the best thing. Let's say if you're like a artist and you like painting, and then you start to imagine that you're only worthy as an artist if you then sell the art and make money from the art,
Yeah.
and I really want to stress on it that you don't have to be perfect at your creative output, and neither you need to be making money off of it. Like, those two things, if it happens, it's great. Like, obviously it's a bonus if you're able to make money out of your creativity, but even if you're not, just the piece that it brings in your life is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to monetize your hobbies, you don't have to make money out of it. It's just
Yeah.
the fact that you're doing it alone is gonna make you so happy.
Yeah. Sometimes
Mhm.
sorry.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
I think a lot of people ask me, "Oh, do you get paid to do podcasting?"
Yeah.
And they always look very disappointed when I say no.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I spend so much time on
doing
planning,
this.
editing the podcast, and no, I'm not getting paid for it. And they look disappointed because they're like, "Oh, you should get paid for your time." And I'm like, okay, like, if I do get paid, then that's great.
Yeah.
But I enjoy doing whatever
Same.
that I do.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. Like, if it just gotta make me happy.
And I also feel like it's true when people, like, a lot of people work for many years before they see any growth.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, like, so many podcasts that I know, well, not I don't know, but so many, like, I've heard so many stories about people who worked on their art and their hobbies and their craft for many years, before it got to a point where it became profitable.
Yeah.
Like, obviously we are not doing outreach to people. We still gotta reach out that YouTuber guy, Helena.
Oh yeah.
But, like, eventually I think as we do more of it, you just start to find more ways to, like, monetize it. Like, for example, right now we are just making episodes, right? And once we start recording and posting, because obviously we are recording it in bulk and then we'll be posting it. So if this is coming out in August, we made this in June, by the way. Just gonna throw it out there. And, like, once we get done with this part of it, that's when we can think about the other part of it, which is like, let's say, okay, now we've recorded the episodes. Let's reach and talk out to people. Let's talk to people and say if they wanna, sponsor us or whatever. We could put, like, so I think just because we are doing something and it's not making money immediately, or just because you are doing something and it's not making money immediately, doesn't mean that it has no value.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Like, this has been the most valuable thing in my life that I've ever done.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. Because I feel like it's given us so much confidence. It's put us, like, made us so much more, like, I don't know about you,
It's
but
a lot
for
of
sure,
like life skills that we've learned.
Exactly. And I would say, I don't know, let's say, again, like, this could be this could not necessarily be valid, but would you say that because you started doing the podcast, you got more confidence to do Ruma and other things?
Absolutely, yeah.
See, that's what I mean. Like, because once you start doing something, it can lead out so many different pathways.
Yeah.
I
I think you touched on perfectionism like a couple sentences ago.
Yeah.
And I would like to touch on that because I know that a lot of people don't start things because they are scared that it might not be perfect.
Yeah.
Which I totally get.
Completely understand.
Completely understand. Like, I film so many guitar videos and I never post any of them because I'm scared of being not perfect.
Yeah.
Because everyone who plays guitar is so freaking
so
good at it, And I do want to say though, like, sometimes it is hard to put yourself out there. Like, it's not perfect, you're afraid of judgment and everything.
Which is very real.
Yeah. But it's important that you at least try.
Yeah. This reminds me, ASAP Rocky said something in one of his interviews. When did it become not cool to try? Like, and I just, like, really vibe with it because it's so true. Like, anyone who's gotten anywhere has not just done it overnight.
Yeah.
Like, literally nobody has done it overnight. So the fact that you are able to consistently show up for your creativity, your craft, your hobbies, that eventually builds that consistency in you. And through that building, like, it's like, imagine you're building a Lego house, like, the first few Legos are not gonna give you the house, but eventually, slowly you keep building the Lego and then you just have a house at the end of the day. And that's, I think, what happens. Like, this is our Lego moment, or this is, like, anyone's Lego moment who are, like, starting to do something. You're placing the Lego and then eventually you're just gonna, one day you look back and you're like, I have a house. I feel like.
Yeah. I think, today at badminton, I saw there were 2 adults doing badminton training with a coach.
Yeah.
And I And that makes me so happy because I know a lot of people who feel like, oh, I need to get better. Like, sorry, I know a lot of people who, you know, when they pick up like a hobby, they expect to get get good at it immediately.
Yeah, and when they don't, they also leave. They don't keep continuing anymore.
And I think it's important to know that you're not gonna immediately get good at something.
Yeah.
You gotta like try from like the very start. Like when we go climbing,
Yeah.
we start at like the easiest level.
Yeah.
The yellow ones, and then slowly build up to whatever. And there's no shame in that.
Yeah.
Like,
and I feel like anyone who has, the only people who will shame you are people who haven't done it themselves. Because anyone who's gone to the gym consistently and built a body, anyone who started a podcast and built something out of it, they're not going to shame you because they know the path that you've been through. Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, because the person who's actually gone through it will never shame you because they can see that, you know, that's my journey too.
Yeah.
That's how I started from the bottom and I'm like here. But only the people who kind of don't do it themselves and they kind of want to point at others up, the people who are going to shame you, who you don't have to listen to at all because what have they done?
Yeah.
Exactly. At least you are doing something. You're putting yourself out there to be judged, to be critiqued. You know, like you're brave enough to put yourself out there like, yeah, I'm gonna lead with this and I'm gonna put myself out there and I don't care what you think. Like, look at you. You're so brave.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to listen to somebody who's not done anything.
I know.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I start the podcast. I'm like, I was so scared to put myself out there, but then I told myself that people are gonna judge anyway.
Yeah.
You do it or you don't do it, whatever you do, people are gonna judge anyway, so just post it.
So just do it. I think I saw a little reel or something which is like, people are gonna have opinions and comments, and they're, even if you do nothing or even if you do things, they're still gonna have opinions and comments. But at least this way you actually give them something to talk about.
Damn.
You don't give them something actual real to talk about. What is the musty ass? You know what she was wearing? Nah. You know she was fucking building a podcast. That's at least a better thing to talk about.
Stay delusional. So to wrap it up, right? Creativity is a muscle.
Absolutely.
The more you use it, the
better it gets.
Yeah. Like the more ideas you get and stuff like that. And again, like stop scrolling and just do it.
Just do it. Going off the creativity is a muscle, I think once you start using your creativity, you enter the flow state.
Yeah.
And you will never enter the flow state if you're just sitting and thinking. Like you're not gonna be entering the flow state that way. But once you start doing and learning from your doing and then do more, you will enter the flow state. And that's the state where you will generate more ideas. You know, more things will come to you. But you actually have to enter that state. And that state cannot be entered with perfectionism. So you just have to just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to end it by saying we're all working on something and none of us have it all figured out.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like even the people who have made it, even they haven't got it figured out because even they are like, you know, improving themselves, I would say.
Yeah, there's always room for improvement.
Yeah, 100%.
Is what I would say. But yeah, I think that is it for this episode. And thank you so much for tuning in.
And we will see you in the next one.
Yes, bye.
Bye.